If you just got a job offer in Charlotte and you're sitting here thinking, how on earth am I supposed to figure out all of this in 30 to 60 days? Well, then this video is going to save you a ton of time, stress, and honestly, probably a lot of money too. But here's the truth. Most people relocating for work to Charlotte make at least one major mistake, and it usually comes down to choosing the wrong area, underestimating the commute times, and not understanding how fast the Charlotte, North Carolina market actually moves. So in this video, I'm breaking down exactly what you need to know, where to live based on your job, what it costs, and how fast you need to move, and why Charlotte might actually be one of the smartest career moves that you could ever make. And make sure to stay around to the very end because I'm gonna share one decision that'll make or break your entire relocation experience. Now, before we dive in, if you've been looking for everything Charlotte, North Carolina, and the upstate of South Carolina, you have come to the right channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and be the first to know about all upcoming changes to the Charlotte market. My name is 𝗖cie. I'm your Charlotte, North Carolina real estate expert. And every single day, I am getting calls, texts, emails, Zoom invites from people just like you who are thinking about making the move to the Charlotte, North Carolina area. Well, if that's you, be sure to drop into the description below. We have a full relocation guide and all of our contact information so that whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days from now, across the world, across the country, or simply across town, we can help you make the move everything you want it to be. So let's talk a little bit about why Charlotte is such a hot market for relocation and why so many companies are relocating not only their businesses, but their employees right here, and why you may have gotten that job offer in the first place. See, Charlotte is one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. The metro population is over 8.2 million, and it's growing rapidly. In fact, the area has seen consistent population growth around 0.15 to 2% every year. Thousands of new residents moving in every single month. There's a big reason for that: jobs. Charlotte is a major financial hub, second only to New York in banking. Now, while Dallas, Texas might become the new Wall Street, Charlotte has some of the major players like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Truist Financial, Lowe's, Atrium Health, Novant Health, Duke Energy. These are humongous corporations. Obviously, not all of them are financial, but these are huge hubs. Now, we're also seeing major growth in sectors like tech, healthcare, manufacturing, as well as financial tech, which comes right along the back of it being a major financial capital. So if you're moving here for work, you're not alone. This is actually a major relocation city, especially for business. Now, one of the other things people look at is the cost of living and housing, and this is extremely important. So let's talk a little bit about money, because this is where people either feel that they're relieved in their move or a little bit surprised. Now, compared to cities like New York or areas of California and parts of Florida, Charlotte is still relatively affordable. Median home price is between $400 into the $500s, depending upon the area. And while you still can find some homes in the $300s, you're usually looking at about a 3-bed, 2-bath. Now, the average rent in the Charlotte region is around $1,600 to $2,200, depending upon size and location. Now, that could also be an apartment or it could be a single family home. But here's the catch. Homes here move fast, especially under $500,000. If you're relocating on a 30 to 60 day timeline, you do not have the luxury of casually browsing homes. You're gonna need a few things. One, you need to have a pre-approval from a lender already ready, or that under contract if you're selling your other house and are buying with cash. You're gonna need a clear understanding of your target area, and you're gonna want a strategy going in. Here's the reason. Hesitation could make you lose your favorite home, and that's how a lot of people, even those that I work with, lose out on their favorite homes or because they hesitate. How do we remove that hesitation? Make sure you have your plan. Make sure you have your process. Make sure you have a great agent who's actually guiding you in that strategy. So aside from having a plan, where should you actually live? Now, a lot of people look at where their job is going to be, and this is the biggest part of the video that's going to matter the most when you're relocating for work. I'm telling you right now, if you get this part wrong, it doesn't matter how much you love your house, your day-to-day life might feel a little bit off. A lot of times when I'm talking to people who are relocating here, they are wanting a really happy work-life balance. Well, sitting in traffic could definitely reduce that work-life balance, especially if you're sitting there for 45 minutes to an hour. You may love where you live, but you may not like the commute. And I've seen this happen more times than I can count. So let's break this down on a real practical way of where you should be looking depending upon where you're working. If you're working in Uptown, which is where a lot of these major banking corporate hubs are, you have a huge advantage. You could live really close to work. In fact, this could be a game changer because you can use a lot of public transportation, whether it be the light rail or maybe you're taking a scooter to work. Plenty of people use bicycles, light rails, the trolley to get in to downtown, which is actually Uptown, by the way. I always say it wrong. I'm from New York. I'm sorry. It just has not been ingrained in me. So here's a few areas that you may want to look into. One, South End. Another location that's great is Plaza Midwood and the areas around Plaza Midwood, NoDa, as well as one of my favorite locations, Dilworth. Now, if you have the budget for it, Myers Park is probably one of the most gorgeous areas of Charlotte, and it is extremely convenient to Uptown. So let me explain some of the differences between these. First off, South End, all right? This is a major relocation favorite, especially for young professionals. South End is hands down one of the most popular areas for people relocating for work. Again, as I said, young professionals love it because it's 5 minutes to 10 minutes from Uptown. You're on the light rail. You're on the rail trail. You're really close to restaurants, gyms, coffee shops. It's a great way to get out and meet people. But here's the trade-off. You're paying for convenience. So you're gonna get a smaller space, higher price per square foot, and more density. So this is for someone who values lifestyle, a social scene, and convenience over space and quiet. Now, NoDa versus Plaza Midwood, this is where you get personality versus practicality. In NoDa, you're gonna get a total artsy vibe. It's actually considered the arts district. You've got breweries, music, creative energy. It's a really cool spot, and it's a little bit more affordable. Plaza Midwood is more well established. You definitely are gonna have a higher price point, and you have a really great, strong food and nightlife scene, which I like both of those. Commute-wise, both are about 5 to 15 minutes from Uptown. Really not that bad, but there is a real difference. NoDa, you're gonna have a younger, trendier group of people. Plaza Midwood, a little bit more established, like I said, pricier, but you also have some beautiful homes in both areas. Now, Dilworth and Myers Park. This is where you're gonna get stability and prestige, all right? Both of these neighborhoods are a bit more expensive. But if you want something quiet and close to the city, well-established and historic, Dilworth and Myers Park are incredible options. Tree-lined streets, established neighborhoods, strong sense of community, and they're still only about 10 to 15 minutes from Uptown. I mean, really, really close. Now, if you work in South Charlotte, Ballantyne might be the spot for you. So let's shift a little bit. Ballantyne and South Charlotte, this is where I see people making big mistakes. They try to live near Uptown because it's cool, and then they end up commuting 40 plus minutes every day to Ballantyne. Don't do that to yourself. If you are working in South Charlotte, you're probably gonna wanna stay a little bit closer to Ballantyne. Now, Ballantyne itself is a corporate hub. It's actually the largest corporate hub in Charlotte. Now, the corporate campus makes it really convenient for multiple businesses to be there and for you to commute a very short distance if you choose to. You've got tons of new construction, large master plan communities, great schools. The area is perfect for families, relocation buyers. People want easy, structured living. Now, the price point is a little bit higher than some other areas of South Charlotte, but that is what you're going to get for the trade-off. Now, also, if you're working in the South Charlotte area or even near Ballantyne, you may want to look into Matthews and Fort Mill. Here's what these areas give you. First, you're getting more house for your money, especially when compared to Ballantyne. You're getting a suburban feel, still within about 20 to 25 minutes from work, and the nice thing about it is you get a little bit more property. Now, this is a really strategic move for buyers who want space without sacrificing too much on the commute or on the price of the home. It also still has great schools. Then you may want to look into the areas of Huntersville, Cornelius, Mooresville, even Davidson. This is where people go for space, close to the water, a little bit slower pace of living, but here's the reality. Commutes into the city can hit 30 to 50 minutes depending upon where you are. About 25 to 30 minutes from Huntersville, but if you're coming from Mooresville, it could be 50. And traffic can be heavy. So this works best if you work nearby or you don't commute daily. And I have a lot of clients that don't commute daily. Now, one benefit that we have here, I-77 does have a toll lane. So if you do want to go ahead and scoot right down I-77 without traffic, there's still the option. So here's how I tell my relocation clients to think about this. You're choosing between three things: commute time, lifestyle, and home size and price. And you usually only get to pick two, right? So here's what most people aim for, that 20 to 25 minute commute window, because once you go beyond that, your quality of life can start taking a hit pretty quickly, especially when you're sitting there in traffic. I actually had a client recently who relocated here for a banking job uptown. They loved a house further out. It was bigger, it was newer, it had great price, but the commute was 40 minutes. I told them that you're probably gonna feel this and notice this every day. They bought it anyway. 6 months later, they are already thinking about moving a little bit closer in town. But what they do love is they got it at an affordable price and they got a beautiful large home. So if you're okay with trading the commute time with getting a better property at a better price, this still could be a good option for you. So don't just ask, what house can I get? You also wanna make sure you're asking, what life do I want? Because the answer will point you in the right direction every single time. Now, another thing you need to consider when relocating to the area, especially if you're relocating quickly, is your timelining. Realistically, what does it look like? Week 1, you're probably gonna get that job offer accepted and connect with a lender and real estate agent. In week 2 to 3, we can be setting up virtual showings, so you already know what the areas look like and can actually start narrowing down homes. By week 3 to 5, you should already have an offer submitted and be going under contract on a property. And here in North Carolina and in South, it's about 30 days from contract to close. So by week 6 to 8, you're closing and making that move. And yes, I've helped clients do this in under 30 days. My fastest, I think, was 20, but only when you're decisive. So if you come into this thinking, let's see how it goes, it could take a lot longer and maybe a little bit more stressful. But if you want to beat out the competition and find the best house and make that decision quickly, having those steps and already having it figured out is the best way to go. Also, having a good guide along the way helps quite a bit. So why is Charlotte a power move and why do so many people love it here? Here's my honest opinion. Relocating to Charlotte for work is one of the smartest moves you can make right now. You are getting a strong job market in our area, continued economic growth, more affordable housing than most major metro areas in the country, very mild weather, can I get an amen to that, access to the mountains and to the beaches within 2 to 3 hours, and you're getting into a city that is still growing, which means you have opportunity. Not only opportunity for growth in your career, but opportunity for growth in the value of your property and what it can be in the future. So the people who moved here 5 to 10 years ago, they're sitting on serious equity in their homes right now, which is incredible, and you could be doing the same. Now, remember at the beginning of this video when I said that there's one decision that can make or break your relocation? Here it is. Choosing the wrong location for your lifestyle. It's not just about the price or about the house itself, it's the location. Do you love where you live? Because you can change the house, you can change the commute, you can change a lot of your surroundings, but how you feel about the location you live in every single day can make a major difference. So understanding the suburbs and the areas of Charlotte that will work best for you and your family in your relocation will make your move all that much more smooth. I hope this video brought a little bit more clarity to your relocation, and maybe if you didn't know you were moving to Charlotte and just got that call to relocate with your company, it put you a little bit more at ease of where you're going to be calling home for a while. As I mentioned earlier, hit that subscribe button because there's way more to learn about Charlotte than just this. And as I mentioned earlier, my name's 𝗖cie. I'm your Charlotte, North Carolina and upstate South Carolina real estate professional. And every single day, I am helping people making the relocation to Charlotte, North Carolina. So if that's you, drop down in the description below. We have an amazing relocation guide you can download, as well as all of our contact information. Whether you're making the move in 9 days or 90 days from now, moving across the world, across the country, or maybe just across town, I want to be there to help you make your move everything you want it to be. Give me a call, a text, an email. We'll be there to help you every step of the way. Until next time, I look forward to showing you around town. Making the move, there's a lot of videos that you can be watching, like this one right here, or maybe even this one. Really either one of these, but honestly, watch both of them because they're going to help you make the move. Go ahead, pick one. They're both really good.